Hey folks, welcome to another episode of PCG News, where we cover paper games, paper computer games, and anything from the universe of paper computer games. We've got a lot of stories to cover, so let's get to it. Alright folks, this is going to be a big episode. No, you don't even understand. This is going to be a big episode. We have a lot of stories, so this is a mega PCG News. Mega! So, that means there are just way too many stories. I can't even cover all of these, so that's why I brought in Via as a co-host to help me cover some of the stories. I'm still going to be covering most of them.
Hello everybody and welcome once more to a special episode of Paper Computer Games. I am your co-host, Via.
Chris will also be jumping in here to cover his own story. So, we also have an announcement we're going to do right in the beginning. You don't even understand how many stories there's going to be in here, and you guys have to watch all of them. That's right. All of you are obligated. You can't leave. You can't click off. That's it, you're stuck. You shouldn't have clicked on this video. It's too late. There's no escape now. You have to watch all the way until the end, and it's going to be a long video. So buckle in, folks. Here we go. So first and foremost, the announcement. We are doing a PCG Jam, and by the way, you guys, I'm sorry I'm so late to report this. It's just taken so long, like over a month, getting this video out. The PCG Jam actually wasn't my idea. This came from a discussion on the PCG Discord channel. We have a active PCG Discord. People are on there. You should check that out. We're doing a jam. The idea is that everyone is going to have to make a PCG around the same theme. First, we have to pick a theme, and then all you guys can make a PCG around that theme and make a video of it. It's not a contest. There's no reward or anything, but you're welcome to participate. To pick a theme, we've created a poll on the PCG Wiki. I'm going to put a link to that poll in the description below, or you can just find it on the main page of the PCG Wiki, which is also linked in the description below, as always. Some people have already been voting, but if you go to the PCG Wiki, you can still vote on what you want the topic to be, and after that I'll make another video where I formally announce the jam, and then we formally announce the topic, and then we will start doing it. And at the end of that, I'll make a video showcasing all the awesome PCGs you guys have created around that topic. So hop to it. That is our announcement. Now let's get to some PCG stories. Oh, and by the way, I'm putting a trivia question at the end of the video. Stick around to the end to see it. Now, this is the same trivia question as last week's, but no one answered it. I assume that's because no one saw it. So I'm going to try one more time, and if no one still answers the trivia question this time, I guess I'll get rid of that feature from PCG News. But yeah, answer the trivia question, end of the video. Stick around for that. Yeah. So first of all, as you may have noticed, we have a new intro here at PCG News. That 3D scene you just saw of Zuvak, so I just wanted to mention that the animation was done by me, but the modeling of Zuvak and of his lab and the computers and the couch, you know, all that stuff, that was done by Via, our co-host. Via is a talented 3D modeler. Her models have appeared in the largest planetarium in the entire Western Hemisphere in shows, which is, by the way, also the planetarium where I worked up until the virus. So she does good modeling work, and she has now modeled Zuvak and his lab, which is awesome. The details of this lab were thought out based on input from Chris, the creator of Zuvak and the creator of Paper Computer Games. And it's pretty cool. I am super excited about this new intro, and I'm probably going to do a future video. Let me know in the comments if you want a future video in which I sort of take you on a tour of Zuvak's lab and show you all the little details and what they're based on. You know, all the Easter eggs and references in there. So yeah, that is our new intro. So people have been setting up their own PCG shops within the PCG shop and putting a lot of games on it. So I'm going to start off with stories about games that you can download right now from the PCG shop from various different people. And for those who don't know, yeah, the PCG shop is a place where you can set up your own PCG shop. You can put your own PCGs up there. You can have your own channel art and everything. people are starting to do that. So here are some of the things you can download from them. PXG, which is the same guy as Paper Journal Games, different channel, same person. He made a pocket paper computer game, or as he calls it, a PXG, a Pocket X game. And this game is called Battlegrounds. It is available now on the PCG Shop. That's how I'm holding it in my hand. I downloaded it, I printed it out. It's sort of like a swamp survival type game where you're just like, it's just sort of like a single player. You don't necessarily need a PCG Master to play with you. It's just a sort of, you're in an environment and you have to find the way out. The game itself, if you download the game, it's just this, which is the cover, the back, the, you know, items and inventory, and finally the world itself for you to explore. You have to explore this area, you have to avoid these here zombie hands. You have to find weird items like this and guns, make your way across the mountain. There's like a broken bridge, and that game is pretty cool. It was a little confusing to me at first because when I first downloaded it, it's like just this, and I didn't know how to play or what anything does, but it does come with a manual. It's just that he put that manual as one of the pictures in, you know, when you're first looking at it at the PCG Shop. So you have to right-click to save that picture as well. So, yeah, that game is available now if you would like to try it. It looks pretty cool. I haven't tried it yet, but I do dig that style of PCG.
We have by Compage Dev. Compage has made the device for Zolt Pocket.
The Zolt Pocket is a new PCG handheld along the lines of the Sonic Activists PCG Float, and I actually have it all printed out because I'm planning to make a video on that soon. I'm hoping to assemble it, so look out for that. And Compact Dev has also released on the PCG Shop this over here. This is called ZP's Quest, and it is some sort of a weird paper game. I don't know if it's a paper game or a PCG or something, but it is available on the PCG Shop, and it's sort of a single player thing. I'm going to release a video on that as well. Notice that it's called ZP's Quest, which is not short for Zolt Pocket. It is short for Zon Peak for some reason. That is available now on the PCG Shop.
Right. Go to the PCG Shop and get it.
Movavi has created a Mario Kart paper computer game. Now, this is pretty cool. This is like a sort of a 2D side-scrolling type game, but it's one of those paper games where you actually have to turn a dial to make the screen turn, and you have to work actual controls to make your cart jump over the cliffs. This is pretty darn cool. He says it was a paper computer game, and it was inspired by my videos for giving the idea, which is awesome. So thanks so much, Movavi. This is a really cool game. There's even an extra stage for it, which is the Rainbow Road, which looks really cool.
Next we have a little pie with Super Paper Mario.
Now this is an interesting one because now she calls this a paper computer game, but she points out that this is sort of a mix of a paper computer game, a paper game, and a homemade trading card game, which is pretty cool. She points out in her video that it's interesting that paper computer games and paper games have been sort of starting to get closer to each other. The border between them is starting to thin out. And that's actually something I want to make a video on in the future, but that's a discussion for another time. Her Super Mario PCG is going to have 3 modes of play, 2 of which are in PCG form. You're going to have to use cards of characters from the Paper Mario series. And there's going to end, one of the modes is going to be a PvP mode. She announced it in her video. She is going to be playing it with an anonymous friend.
Go check it out because there is a update on Little Pie's channel.
Now, when I responded to Little Pie's comment where she said she's going to be making the Super Paper Mario PCG, she had this reaction. Which I did not know I was that big or famous. So the takeaway of this is Little Pie is now joining the PCG community. In the video she announced she will be making PCG videos in addition to her other videos, which she does on her channel. Seems to have a lot of animation stuff and memes, which is pretty cool. So check it out, link in the description. Paper Journal Games made a Halo paper computer game. It is based on the video game Halo, and it's inspired by my videos, the one on how to make a first-person shooter paper computer game and the one on how to make a Call of Duty paper computer game. You can check out the videos up here. So the game is a first-person shooter format, only he took my paper computer game first-person shooter idea further by making cutout sticker guns, which is cool. And you know, it's a full Halo adventure. He's got quite a few screens to fight your way through with alien enemies to shoot. There's some screens in which you've even got a Jeep and you have to continue doing that. The game does also feature a few puzzles, including one where you have to figure out a code. So that is a really cool paper computer game. He definitely said it is a paper computer game, so that's why I'm listing it as such. So that is really cool. PXG has also released a video of his first 14 PXGs, which is Pocket Paper Computer Games or Pocket X games. 14 of them. Here they are, you guys. You ready for this? Let's go. All right. First and foremost, we've got Parkour Assassin. So that's sort of like Assassin's Creed, inspired by my Assassin's Creed PCG video. We've also got, he also made a basketball pocket game. He made a top-down shooting game called Eturn. He made 5 Call of Duty games. They're Call of Duty 2 Zombies, Call of Duty 3 Local, Call of Duty World War II, and Call of Duty World War III. That's a first-person shooter series, just like the actual Call of Duty video games, and I believe that Call of Duty 2 starts with them being multiplayer PCGs. Next, we've got Home or House of Mystery. HOM stands for House of Mystery. So that seems to be some sort of a mystery game. Then we've got Escape, where you've got to escape from a prison. Then you've got a Super Mario paper computer game, which is awesome. Finally, and we have got Final Creation. And Final Creation looks to be a game where you play as Tutorial Bot. It's a Pokemon-style battle game where you have to search for the final creation as Tutorial Bot. And this has got Tutorial Bot with a sword and a shield. We last saw Tutorial Bot pick up a sword and a shield in Tutorial Bot's past when he took on the role of Link from The Legend of Zelda, so it remains to be seen if this is related to that, but it's awesome to see Tutorial Bot in a new adventure for the first time ever by somebody other than us. That is awesome. So those are the 14 games in PXG's video. Chris, the original creator of paper computer games, made some updates to his PCG engine, which lets you make PCG computer games. And here's Chris himself to explain those.
I'm here to demo the new updates to the PCG engine since we last checked in. What you're seeing right now is a little demo I threw together of the interface. And one of the first things you'll notice is that the Actions menu has a new look, aka a look at all. It's got this nice retro brown color, and each element gets a little hover color there, a little yellow, and when you click on one of the verbs, you get this nice little effect here to show that it's depressed. And then when you click around, you can see that it pops off. So one of the big features, along with some bug fixes that I've been doing, is something called room support or scene support. And what that means is that you can have more than one location in your game. So right now I just have like this kind of blank scene with a little character and a door. But what if you want to go to another one? Well, now you can do that. So I happen to know I'll use the open on the door, and boom, we're in a new scene. And what this allows you to do, not only load up different game objects like these guys here that you could interact with. Let's talk to this. Those things down there. But also do different background images. And I could have had a background image in that first scene, but I was too lazy to, so there isn't one. Right now it's just one background image per scene, but I do plan to expand that in the future. You also notice that this background here outside the background image is like white with these little dots here, and that's just like a little way to show, like a little bit more designed way to show that this is outside the game. This is not part of the interaction. You can see my mouse cursor also changes when I go outside that area. All right, I think that's about it. Thanks.
Detuned Paper has created a paper game called Demons, spelled with 2 Ds. This is sort of a wave-based survival game. There are waves and waves of demons coming at you, and you have to keep upgrading your weapons to survive their onslaught. It's also the first paper game he's ever made that includes a paper controller, so first time for everything. Detuned Paper has also released a sequel to his game Combat. This game is called Combat 2. Combat 2 is sort of a combat game. It seems to be sort of a multiplayer game. You get to choose your weapons, and you battle against others in a few different maps that he's created. These are sort of geometric. They're not really artistic, but they're just sort of like top-down combat zones. They have multiple respawn points, so this is sort of like, you know, just a combat game, sort of like a first-person shooter, except it's not first-person. We're looking down from above, and you have to fight people. The Sonic Activist has released 2 of the float tunes. Now, if you'll recall from my video on making the PCG float, there's a button on the PCG float system for float tunes, and at the time, there were no actual float tunes, so this button wouldn't do anything. But now, the Sonic Activist has released 2 of those tunes. One of them is based on The Legend of Zelda. It's a new version of the Kokiri Forest tune, but with sort of an added electronic beat on top of it. The other float tune is based on Sonic.exe. In case you don't know what Sonic.exe is, from back in the day, Sonic.exe was a creepypasta story. I mean, creepypasta was a site on the internet where there was like creepy stories posted, and there was one about Sonic called Sonic.exe. And the premise was that Sonic, like, somebody gets this game in the mail, it's a Sonic game, and they're a Sonic fan, so let's try it, but turns out this is not an ordinary Sonic game, it's creepy and possessed, and he plays it, and it does not lead to good things. So that's what this float tune is based on, Sonic.exe. Both float tunes are available now on the Sonic Activist YouTube channel. They're just videos, so link in the description as always. Angry KP tried his hand at making a horror paper game, and that's something that doesn't get done a lot. It's hard to do, and he had a pretty clever way of going about it. So in this game, there's a ghost, and you have to wander around. This looks like sort of like an old house, and you have to wander around, but you're looking through this tube, so it's darkness, and you can only see the area you're immediately looking at, and you just have to sort of wander around at random. So that simulates the feeling of being just sort of alone in the dark in this creepy place. And if you wander into a ghost, you have a few seconds to get into one of the rooms, and if you can't make it there within 10 seconds, you die. Yeah, that looks like a pretty cool game. It is a pretty interesting attempt, and I'm into it. Way to go, Angry KP.
Up next, we got Paper Journal Games with one of his simulations of his so far 7 gaming simulations. This time he's bringing us Dragon Ball Z, DBZ Kites. I'm very happy because I'm a fan of Dragon Ball Z. Everything Dragon Ball, and like, I love it. It simulates a real video game, so each of the pages will tell you exactly where you are in the game. You can find duo mode, tournament control, story mode, and unlockable. You can always check the characters. I really like that. I really like that they were very, very detailed, very close to what it actually looked like, because I am a Dragon Ball Z fan. So I was very pleased to see those characters. You can go to story mode if you want to play it that way. You can see different stories. We got Goku versus Vegeta. We have a little intro, and then the battle starts. Something that I like about this game, you can Super Saiyan. You can transform into Super Saiyan, and I'm like, oh my god! And of course, you can definitely Kamehameha in this game. So go ahead, check it out, download it, play it, go crazy with it if you're an anime fan like me, or if you're a Dragon Ball fan like me. Alright? Yeah, definitely recommend it. Go check it out.
Icy Winter Paper Games has released I'm not sure if it's a paper game or a PCG. I'll call it a paper game to be safe, but a game where it's sort of a Pokemon-like game called Shapeshifter. But it's a little bit different than Pokemon in that instead of catching the monsters, you turn into them. That's why it's called Shapeshifter. So you have to, just like Pokemon, you have monsters you start with. You have to sort of explore the world, look for monsters that you can find out in the wild along the way, and kind of like Pokemon, you have to catch them, train them, and get better at turning into them. And it looks like he's got quite a world that can be explored. Not to mention lots of interesting monsters he's designed for the game, so that should be pretty cool.
Okay guys, so and to finish, I had to update you with some of my own work in progress. I am working finally on the land of Oorr. Thank you, Pandemic 2020! Woo!
She pronounced it wrong in this video.
With the land of Oorr?
It's pronounced Oorr.
I have made a map with the land of Oorr. This land of Oorr looks different than the original map of the land of Oorr. There is a reason for that. Alright, I've been thinking about what is the excuse, the story that I'm gonna use for that one. Alright, so hang on, I'm working on it. I still need to do some finishing touches on the story, and hopefully it will be soon in the PCG shop. So let's wait for a few more weeks, months, years, who knows, until I finally finish, and then we'll talk more about it. Thank you guys for watching.
This week's question is, who am I and what PCG am I from? You may use the PCG Wiki to learn the answers, but be warned, that will not make it easy. Comment below with your answers, and if you are correct, we will put your comment on the screen in the next PCG.